You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Yo, what's happening, YouTube? This is your boys Oversaturated Podcast. I'm Ralph.
Johnnie.
Hey, if this is your first time to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. And hit the thumbs up button on this video, man, if you like the content. But, we're here, laptops down. You know what we're here for. Here to review a show, Loki, episode 6. Or we just going to say the season finale because we missed last week. We apologize. We don't mean to leave you guys hanging, but we're here.
But we back.
We back. We're gonna do just a series finale.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's slow roll into this because I know where this is gonna go.
Okay.
Let's just kind of get our shit off about episode 6 real quick. Kind of like what you thought about the episode at large. Then we'll do our review and then just get into the series. Johnnie, what did you think about episode 6 of Loki? The season finale.
Okay. So, if you guys have been watching our reviews of the episodes of season 1 of Loki, you know what my gripes have been.
Yep.
I have the same gripe, but the difference in the season finale and the other episodes have been very wordy, very chatty, very dialogue heavy up until the end where something big has been revealed. This episode is more of the same, but I feel like all of the dialogue in the season finale is for the greater good of the MCU, which makes it better. That's my take on the season finale. And then, of course, we'll get into the actual episode, but the ending is like, wow.
Yeah.
The biggest of bangs.
Oh, yeah. Clearly.
The biggest of bangs.
Hot take.
Uh-oh.
This is the best season finale out of all the shows. The best one. Just the groundwork, the huge review, like everything, like the acting, like, oh, this was it. This was it.
Well, if we're talking about acting of a particular character, 100%. 100%. And the only reason I agree that this is the best season finale is because of what is going to happen throughout.
It's extremely top heavy. Well, my reasoning in saying this, and it could be prisoner of the moment too, but I mean, it can't be prisoner of the moment because these shows just ended 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, 2, 3, 4 months ago. It ain't that far back.
Well, WandaVision was 6 months ago.
It was
January.
That ended in January.
Oh no! It ended in February, but okay, 5 months ago.
That's still not prisoner of the moment though. Like we talking about, like that's like me saying like this is the best out of all the Marvel shows, like including Defenders and all that other goofy shit. Like,
that shit. That Netflix shit don't count.
That's prisoner of the moment.
That don't count.
I know. It's about this year in the span of months. So this is the best one for me. I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that take only because of the consequence of what happened in the season finale. The consequences will play out throughout TV, movies, all the MCU shit, baby.
And this is the first time, obviously we're gonna get to it, but this is the first time that we've gotten a cross between the movie and the show. Clearly. Because this happened before the ending of Black Widow, so we don't count that. This is the first one.
Did it?
Yeah.
Loki. Maybe I got my timelines. Wait.
No, I'm talking about like how it aired. I don't know timelines and all that. I'm talking about like the crossover of the movie and the show. This happened first. Here. Loki, baby.
Then Black Widow come out July 9th?
Yeah, and Loki came out July 7th.
I'm tripping. I got my weeks mixed up. No, you're right. My fault. I'm tripping.
Like,
I'm tripping. No,
it's real tough. Like, I'm like, wow,
players fuck up too.
I don't know what to do.
Players fuck up too. No, you're right. You're right.
So this is that's what I'm saying. This happened. So this is the first time it happened, baby.
Yes. No, this is true. True. Good point. Fire. Yes.
Okay, quick review. All right, cool. I really enjoyed this episode. Like we said, you just get to the Citadel at the end of time.
Great.
They walk up. You know, it's kind of like the creepy mansion on the hill type thing. Cool, whatever. The colors looked amazing.
I agree.
This is something that
the timeline stream, the
Yeah.
color of it, like
the
it's
all that
is
like,
beautiful.
like that. The 4K was 4K. Trust me, it was looking great. So they walk up mansion on the hill, haunted mansion on the hill type vibes. As soon as they get up through the door, they having their dialogue door open. Boom. All right, cool. They got to do the slow walk in. Miss Minutes, we knew Miss Minutes was on that.
You know she's gonna pop up. You knew she was gonna pop up.
And I appreciated a sinister Miss Minutes. I like that. I loved it.
I feel like I predicted it. I kind of knew Miss Minutes was on some bullshit.
Yeah,
I knew it. She's just too chipper and the country voice. It's just too nice. It's too nice.
Yeah, but it's funny because how she did offer them the wants of their hearts, like what they've been searching for. Like, I can give you this, and you can rule throughout your timeline. You can be this person. You can be the person that you want. Their
final test, because I feel like the entire series, both of them have been tested to see if they would go back to their own bullshit.
Yeah, because now we did miss episode 5, but them getting past Goliath was a test, right?
Oh,
just being in the void was a test. Getting past Goliath was a test.
Yes.
Even getting to right before we get to our big reveal was a test.
A test, yes.
And it paid off in there, in the grand scheme. It kind of paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not even the grand scheme. Like right there, it only paid off.
if a particular decision was made, it would have paid off. But yeah,
exactly. So I thought that was dope, though.
But we get our reveal. Okay. We get our reveal.
It's easy to say I called this, but it's like I didn't expect the shit to happen. I didn't like we was like Kane gonna show up, but we ain't think Kane was gonna actually show up.
Now technically, I feel like the Kane we were talking about didn't show up. A version of Kane showed up.
Now that
which he actually didn't even say. He didn't say his name at all in the show.
He never did. But
he never did.
It's implied.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
It's heavily implied. But yeah, you're right. Like they asked him his name. He skated around.
Yeah. I've been called many things: a ruler, a conqueror,
a jerk. Yeah, all that.
He who remains.
Now, whoever now we know Jonathan Majors definitely bodied what he did with Lovecraft Country and other previous projects. So him coming over to play Kane the Conqueror, we were, definitely excited for it. Mm-hmm. Bodied the role, bodied the monologue, bodied the introduction of this character that we're getting ready to, have mixed feelings about because he's a villain, right? Mm-hmm. Great introduction to somebody that seems like they're going to take a big leap, but let's just, stay on that before we get into the, that bag. But the mind games are heavy. They're tough. Fire. But that's the blueprint of a great villain.
This particular villain, like the version of Kang we saw, we might not ever see again. The next time we see Jonathan Majors as Kang is going to be a variant version. So the way that he acted, the way that he portrayed this version, which was fire about, like, I think he did an outstanding job. He should get an Emmy nomination for this shit next year.
MVP of the show.
Like, what?
Well, not the show. I'm sorry. I don't want to be.
Well, of this episode.
Of the episode.
Of this episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn. What was my point? What was I saying?
Just the variant version.
Yeah. This variant version of Kang, which he played tremendously. Mm-hmm. We might not ever see again. So the fact that he's going to have to play a different version of Kang each time we see him is amazing. It just shows like the range of Jonathan Majors. And I think he did this version of Kang, which I think is modeled after Immortus in the comic books. I think he did fucking amazing. Yeah. I shout out to Jonathan Majors.
Let's get back to the Lokis right now. They're perplexed. Kang is He Who Remains.
He Who Remains.
Giving them the bars, giving them the game, giving them how he manipulated the timeline into this one sacred timeline, basically for the greater good. Like, you're getting all of why he created TVA. You're getting everything that you came to this show for,
Yes.
and a better understanding of what they're planning to do with time, multiverse, and things like that moving forward.
Yes.
Because it's like, how much do we have to go to for it to get a simplified version?
Right, right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's like we finally got it. All right, cool. And he knew everything. Like, he knew everything up until a certain point, and he knew that playing on Sophie's insecurity, her emotion, would ultimately get him what he ultimately wanted. Now, he knew that they were having, you know, they had a situation. Like, he knew that there was love there.
Right.
So he used that to his advantage.
So wait, rewind. Are you saying that he purposefully put them against each other so he could get killed?
Yeah.
That didn't dawn on me. I thought he was literally allowing them to decide. So even up until his last breath, you thought he was manipulating them.
I think he was manipulating.
Wow.
Because I feel like that adds to the villainy of it, right? Because he's like, I know that these two were coming. And he, like, because remember, one Easter egg was from the first episode, the transcript stuff. Everything you say.
Right.
He pulled that out on them. So he knew everything that was going to happen up to a certain point. So he at least knew that he could possibly play that mind game with them.
If that's the case, my question is why get himself killed then? Because I mean, he not there. The whole shit restart. Like you get the multiverse again.
But yeah, I think that's what
you think. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, his life is the sacrifice for the multiverse to live. So all the Kanes.
But he got rid of the multiverse to begin with.
But
he wanted back.
You see when he, it's like, I'm old, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get from behind this desk and have fun. That's how I interpret that. Because that's what he was saying. I'm tired. I will give this over to you. That's what he said. I will give this. He said, I will give the flow of the sacred timeline over to you.
Wow.
So him being killed, it's just like, oh, it's lit now.
Oh no,
it's time. It's time. It's time now.
Literally.
Yeah, right. And that's how I interpret it. I was like, oh, he played the long game with them.
Literally eons.
Like because I know she's emotional. What she did is almost in the vein of what Star-Lord did in Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
Emotional.
She was so blinded by her emotions that she couldn't understand the magnitude of what she just did.
Loki knew. She didn't know.
She did. Oh my god.
That's why I was like, okay. You see, now Kane could easily have gotten out of the way of Sylvie. He probably could have killed her, but we don't know what. I don't know what Kane's hand-to-hand combat skills are like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what that's like. But don't you think this is my building? This is my citadel. This is I run this.
Well, he gave the temp pad, like he took the temp pad off. Yeah. So it's like,
but that's the thing. You kill me, I ultimately get what I want.
Right. And he said, just as he was dying, he said, "See you soon," and winked at him.
That's what makes me feel like he set her up. Like, you goofy motherfucker. Like, you gave him what he wanted.
Wow. It's wow.
So like that being said, and then just the layers of what's getting ready to come. Like you see Mobius, and let's talk about the other characters, because I think we've been there a while. The other characters, B-15 and Mobius, I think they're going to take over what the TVA is going to be moving forward, because the TVA, even in this alternate timeline, because there's an alternate timeline,
right? So from what I gathered, each new branch of each new timeline has its own TVA. I think. I don't know if that's the case, but when Loki found Mobius and B-15 at the end, they didn't know who he was. So that makes me believe, hey, same people. These are variants of Mobius and B-15, but this is a TVA in a different universe, in a different timeline. So that's why they don't know him. And they asked him, what branch are you from? So I figure each branch of the TVA is in a different timeline. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know.
It's like I can't even argue with you on that. I'm not sure.
That's crazy,
because that's how crazy the show has been. But let's talk about Ramona Renslayer.
Yeah.
I thought that she was like not even a necessary evil, but just a conflicted character that we're going to get more of moving forward, which I think is dope.
We have to.
And, you know, just going off of source material from what I researched, that her and Kang have a love-in.
Yes. Yep.
So that was a great like Easter egg, and her being a former Minuteman and moving up the ranks and becoming the judge. Kang pretty much playing chess with that. And then she takes the 10 pad and she goes off to search for Kang in another, you know, timeline or whatever. But she's searching for him because the last thing she said to Mobius is like, I'm looking for something. Like I think it was some type of.
Damn, what did she say? I can't remember. I
don't know. It was something, but it was definitely a word that her and Mobius had. One thing I think was kind of a downer of the show, you know, outside of, you know, long dialogue, right? I think we didn't get enough of Mobius and Renslayer's actual relationship to see how deep it was, because like, yeah, she's, you know, she pruned him, he went to the void, came back, and then it seemed like it wasn't a big enough payoff, because it seemed, you know, because she seemed like she was so destructive and kind of fuck up Mobius the way.
Yeah, right.
But it's like I don't think it was enough there for me. Just, you know, me. That's kind of like a little
nitpick.
Yeah.
One thing that was left open ended when Mobius first went into Ravona's office, right? He pulled out the pen, the ink pen that was focused on a few episodes ago, and said, "We found your secret," right?
Bro.
So we're at a school.
Yeah.
B-15 is there.
Yeah.
There, a Minuteman comes in, and Ravona's variant is there.
Yeah.
Which her actual name is Rebecca. I saw the diploma on the certificate on the wall.
Yeah.
And the Minuteman is like, "How is this possible?" And we got a lot to talk about, bro. And then that was it.
I ain't gonna lie. That was like a huge. That was probably like another jaw-dropping moment in the show outside of the Kang reveal. I was just like, why?
But it's like,
but it only proves the theory of everybody was variants. And you're talking about the head of the TVA actually had life before this. So
exactly.
I'm like,
exactly. So now that news is going to spread throughout, you know, their branch of the TVA now, since there are multiple branches now. Like that was crazy. And hopefully that's explored more, because now it's like, maybe that was the secret that she's a variant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like, how can I get others how can I get the other men to understand where I'm
right.
Well,
got you.
Use Ravona's variant as the example. There where there's no denying, no debate.
Right. Wow.
Now you've seen, let's have a conversation.
Oh my God.
So that
was great.
That's why I said I appreciate, like, it's more to the Kang reveal. Like I said, it is top heavy in the sense of just, you know, Kang being revealed and he's going to be like a big villain, a big bad moving forward. But I think that this was just a great way to end the season.
Agreed.
Like all the way around.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? That's
definitely agree. Hey man, we at the?
I think we kind of toward the tail end, because we just gonna start talking about Kang and move forward.
Man, listen.
But, okay.
Go ahead.
Before I think, because once we get into our Kang debate and moving forward, what do you think about Loki season 1? Because there's going to be season 2.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it was revealed that there will be a season 2. There was no after credit scene, just a stamp at the end. Season 1 of Loki, it was okay. Season 1 of Loki was okay. I understand, at least the season finale. I understand what the season finale of Loki was for. Was push the MCU forward, to push Kang as I assume the Thanos level villain now. We're going to see more of him going forward. So I feel like that's what the season was for. Not even really for Loki, to be honest. I mean, we saw his development, but
it was more so everything else around
Loki
than actually Loki. Like Loki has gone from more of a villain to an anti-hero. Like kind of like his arc in the movies. He just did it quicker in the show because you had more time to spread it out in the movies, obviously. But now he's just kind of like an anti-hero. He's not really a good guy, but you can kind of trust him. Like,
it took him 6 episodes to get to a point. It took him damn near 10 11 years to get to an MCU. So
I love it though. But man, look, I'm so high off the Kang the Conqueror's stuff.
Facts.
For real, man.
No, that's facts.
I'm
when that door opened and it was him, I was like,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio shit. Like,
Yeah.
I see.
Hey man, like
Shit was great.
I'm jumping out the window, man. Like I think he might get Thanos, man. He might get my heart. Pause.
You ain't gonna lock eyes with him?
No.
I mean, but listen.
They're setting him up for a better art because you're gonna get more chances to be around this character and understand and then see the acting range of the actor.
Yeah.
That's why you can fall in love with this character more than a Thanos. That was my remember I said this when they announced, I was like, ooh, they about to get spicy, baby, and I can't wait. But I did not think I thought it was gonna be like I think we talked about this. Remember how at the end of Avengers, I think you just saw the side of Thanos' face.
Yeah,
it was one of the movies.
Yeah.
That's how I thought there was OT's Kane.
Yeah.
I didn't think you was actually gonna get an acting monologue of Kane and or a version of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now that Thanos equivalent reveal, I feel like happened at the end of this episode where when Loki figured out Mobius didn't know them and he turned to the statue
he's seen what type of time Kane go really be on.
That's the Kane the Conqueror. I feel like we are going to know.
Okay.
Which
not the one that because he's
not the one we saw that got killed.
Okay.
Now that begs the question: Kang is supposed to be the main villain in Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man and Wasp, Ant-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
If Kang is the Thanos level villain for the next few phases, how does that play out? Oh, maybe it's a variant version of Kang that's going to be villain.
And now this begs to differ, right? I'm all on the Kang train.
Yeah, same. We here, baby. We here.
When will that become exhausting? You know what I'm saying? Like Kang always popping up. Like hold on, man. I mean, how many times we go beat these silly putty niggas? Like, you know what I'm saying? The Foot Clan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what fam? Like,
not the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles reference. That was great.
But think about it like this. Like, how many times? Like, okay, he's in Ant-Man, cool, and then he gonna be in Fantastic Four. All right, cool. But it's like, how many times we go get to like, say the next time we do a big meetup movie, can he be the big bad in there too, and still have the level of like we fear or want to defeat? I mean, you let me know.
I feel like we can only because every time we see him, I feel like the variant version is going to get worse and worse. Like the one we saw in the season finale of Loki. He was the mildest, smartest he was the mildest one out of all the ones we're gonna see going forward. So every time we see him, which we're not going to see him in every movie, we're not going to see him in every movie.
Yeah,
but every time we see him, he's going to get worse and worse.
Kind of like Nick Fury.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. Like how it like. I mean, we love seeing Nick Fury. Like we love seeing him. Like you know what I'm saying. But it's just like, hey fam, like hey, like what we doing? Like how we doing this? But
even think about the times we saw Thanos. Like first time we saw just a side profile reveal. We saw him Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw him in a couple end credit scenes. Like. We didn't see him until Infinity War.
But yeah, the thing is, we never. Okay, when is Kang going to be successful? You know what I'm saying? The reason that we love Thanos is because his plan worked. He actually succeeded in that plan. He had two movie, like he had two movies to himself, even though he had an arc over the entire saga, right? But you didn't see him all the time. I guess I wonder how can they replicate that type of success with a villain that's going to pop up and be a villain in every movie. Like that's where I'm thinking.
Who knows?
See, whenever I get to doubt in the MCU, like
they show you some shit.
Yeah, they show me some stuff, right? So, like even though if you go listen to episode 115, I did have my gripes about Black Widow.
He did.
It's still a level of enjoyable movie, but there's a lot of repetitive things that we saw, but that doesn't take away from it being a good movie. I just think it's a standard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they can hit the standard, but how many times are you going to knock it out the park? But this is we're talking about a prequel, and then we're talking about new characters, so that's not really a fair assessment of it, right?
Right. So we know for sure we're going to see Kang and Ant-Man and Wasp. What other movie or movies do you think we'll see him in?
Oh, Fantastic Four for sure. Like that goes without saying.
Well, like you mentioned that. Besides that,
okay. I mean, there's no big meetup movie in Marvel Phase 4.
There's not. No, there's no Avengers movie in Phase 4.
So he's not gonna do another show. Like I scratch that. He's not in the.
Well, you don't think he'll appear in season 2? or at least a variant.
Okay, Loki. I'm talking about any other show.
Okay, gotcha. Oh no, definitely not.
That's that's probably what I should have left.
Okay,
any other show besides Loki. It makes sense for him to pop up in Loki. You know what I'm saying, or him being referenced. You know what I'm saying, but I don't see. And even then, he ain't supposed to be like, hey man, like I'm away from that. Like I'm the boss. I ain't got to touch too much. It's now that you've seen me, it's gonna take a while for Loki to get back to him.
Yeah,
I don't think. See, they can build that out. They can make that work. Like season 2 of Loki doesn't have to have Kang in it.
True.
It doesn't. Like it doesn't. Like because how can he be the villain? Like I mean, you let me know. How can he be the villain in the show and the movie?
Hey,
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's for the MCU.
Right. Look, hey, they just cut Jonathan Majors his check.
Give
him a blank check because he's about to take it to the next level, baby.
Facts.
I'm with it.
I'm going out on a limb and say he's either going to show up in Spider-Man No Way Home or Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Either or. Now, I'm not saying he's going to have a major role, but I feel like somehow there will be some type of cameo, maybe after credits, something where he shows up in one of those.
More so, I think it'll be more so the Doctor Strange than actual Spider-Man. That Sony stuff I think is still weird. You know
got you. Well, yeah. I feel
the Sony stuff weird. Like the contract stuff weird over there. Because like, have you noticed, like they make mention to Tony Stark, but they don't really do too many other like MCU characters in those Spider-Man films.
Well, coming up, Doctor Strange is supposed to replace Tony Stark kind of in the Spider-Man movie.
But I guess, but yeah, like Doctor Strange is going to be like Spider-Man's mentor,
which
is kind of crazy. But
I know it's different. It's different.
When they don't have a fucking relationship.
Somewhat from Infinity War.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay.
But I've seen like a toy of Spider-Man using Doctor Strange type magic in his suit. I know, crazy, wow, right? Crazy, right?
That's kind of dope.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm here for the crossover, right? It has to make sense, but I don't think that we're gonna get too many MCU crossovers into that Sony first because of contractual stuff. Yeah. I don't think so.
No, I feel that. Now, last question, then I'm done. So the multiverse now. How do you think that it's played out in the MCU going forward?
I wonder how that's gonna play out. Like, I just don't want it to get played out. Like, I want to. Like, that's how I'm rebuttal.
I see what you're saying.
Because we got a lot of multiverse stuff, and it's gonna be new. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be exciting. But how many times are you gonna bring in somebody from a different universe and you'll be like, all right, that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a comic book person, you understand that's comic books. You know what I'm saying? But movies, like, I know it's sci-fi, but still, it's just like, how would you feel if it's a Tony Stark from the different?
You know exactly.
I went straight to the hierarchy of
the
people that Johnny don't want to see in the films no more. Yeah, so I asked him, if Iron Man come back.
So this is what I saw a meme, right? It was a picture showing the different branches breaking off from the main timeline in Loki, right?
Yeah.
Each of those branches had a different movie and TV show in the branch. So what if Shang-Chi was a different timeline? What if the show What If is coming out soon? Yeah. What if that's a separate timeline? What if Spider-Man Multiverse of Madness is a separate timeline? I'm sorry, Spider-Man No Way Home separate timeline. What if that's what the new timelines are these different movies? How do you bring those together?
I don't know. So are they go like, okay, now that the Multiverse of Madness or the multiverse has become a thing, when are they going to try to fix it, or are they just going to let things flow as they are?
That's the question.
Because if we have TVAs or multiple TVAs or whatever, will it be something where they have to try to make it one sacred, one universal timeline again? Or would that be our new Infinity Stones?
Maybe. Because, I mean, you got to find something to bring all these movies together, right?
How do mutants and vampires, how does it go tie into all this? When we get to, because they're coming, baby. All of that is coming in phase 5. So,
I can't wait for that.
Shit.
It's just so many possibilities.
Yeah, it really is.
Anything is possible. This is great, man.
Shout out to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for just keeping us thoroughly entertained.
These TV shows have made Phase 4 lit.
Yeah. I mean, of course, because they're saving Phase 4 because you know my take on Black Widow the movie. But I hope you guys listen to the podcast for that. You know, what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
But let me ask you this: while I got you on camera, I want to see your honest reaction to what we gonna do. Are we gonna do what if reactions?
What the fuck? Yeah, why not?
Okay. I didn't know if you're really excited about the what if joints.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing
like
these what if
versus,
stories. Yeah. I mean, that has to be a direct consequence of this
exactly
the timeline shit.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Okay. More content from OS, baby.
T'Challa as Star-Lord. That's kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie.
And then Killmonger is what's Killmonger to?
Killmonger saved Tony Stark from the first like
Iron
Man movie. Yeah, like random, but cool. So Killmonger works for the government. Like, how did he know to be there?
I know,
like
zombie Captain America. Hey man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So we'll do that. We'll do that. So
all MCU review shows here. Fuck
here.
What if
we here, baby?
Hawkeye, all that, whatever come out this year, doing it. Baby.
We own it. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
So with that, all right. Look, with that, we appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. That's Loki season finale. Please again, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll be back when what if come out.
Yep.
And make sure you check out the podcast. Episode 115 is 115. Out. We out.
Yeah.
Peace.